yarny friends, I'm Sara Sach. Welcome back to my crochet channel, and welcome to Friday Fun Day. I'm so excited about today's video because we are going to make the Joy Bears summer outfit. That's a hat, a tank top, and some fun shorts. And whether you make it a boy style or a girl style, you can make it with this pattern. And I just love the way they turned out. This is Faith in the bright yellow and lemon yellow. So cute. And then of course we have Cookie wearing the purple and the pink. Here's her hat. And then we did Teddy in the red, white, and blue because, you know, Theodore Roosevelt was one of our presidents. So we put him in red, white, and blue. The neat thing about this pattern is it doesn't take very much yarn, and you can make tons of different costumes and outfits even with just this one pattern. Just get in your yarn stash and come up with lots of fun and different outfits. I love it. I think it turned out great. Get ready though, because we are going to do the hat, the tank top, and the shorts today. So that's 3 different patterns. So get ready. And as always, you can find the complete pattern with all 3 videos on my blog. And as always, I'll put that blog link down in the notes underneath this video. So what you need to make all 3 pieces, like I have here, here's that red, white, and blue set, the hat, the tank top, and the shorts, is approximately 7 ounces total. Now I made this outfit for Cookie with the little ruffle trim here, but she doesn't have a hat. So I'm going to do our demo with this lavender to make her a matching hat. And I'll use some pink as well. Show you how you can do it in 2 colors. All right, but we have a yellow hat. And so I'm going to make the shorts, the top and the short set, using 2 different shades of yellow. And I might add in some white as well for the trim. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. All right, now of course, we're going to use an H-hook, which is a 5mm. And you'll need a needle for weaving in ends and a pair of scissors. Now remember, this pattern has all 3 pieces, and it can be made in a boy style or a girl style just by changing the trim. We did a little lace trim on the edge of the top and the edge of the shorts for the girl, and then the boy, we just did a row of single crochets. We're going to make the hat first, then we'll make the tank top, and then we'll end with the shorts. All right, so I'm going to use this pink to begin with. And I'm going to make it 2-tone since my outfit on Cookie is a pink and lavender 2-tone outfit. All right, so we'll start with our slip knot. We're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll join this into a circle. Now you can do your beginning circle however that you prefer. Go in, pull up a loop, and chain 3. All right, so now that chain 3 counts as our first double crochet, and we're going to stitch 9 more, so we have 10 double crochets in our circle. You will notice that I'm stitching over that tail of yarn, and that's so that I can gather that closed. Alrighty, I've lost count, so let's count. Here's our chain 3, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need to do 1 more double crochet because we need 10, counting that chain. We'll join to our chain 3 with a slip stitch and chain 3. Now, before we go to our next row, we're going to go ahead and close up this hole. So I'm going to pull gently on that string. And now I'm just going to put this on my needle and weave that in. You can wait till the end to do this if you want to. I just always like to do this beginning circle weave in first. Then I don't have to worry about it later. All right, I'll make sure that hole's closed and we'll go back and forth, going through fibers. Because we definitely don't want our hat to come undone while the kiddos are playing with it or while I'm playing with it. All righty. We'll clip that off. And so for row 1, we have 10 double crochets, join to our chain 3 and chain 3. All right, let's do row 2. We're going to double crochet in the same stitch as our chain 3. And then we're going to place 2 double crochets in each of those double crochets around. So on row 1, we had 10 double crochets. For row 2, we're going to have 20 double crochets because we're stitching 2 double crochets in each of those double crochets around. And then we'll join back to our chain 3. We stitched 1 double crochet in the same stitch as our chain 3 and then 2 in each, so we have 20 double crochets. We're going to join to our chain 3 with a slip stitch and again chain 3. So row 3 is basically a repeat of row 2. We're going to double crochet in the same stitch as our chain 3 and then again we're going to place 2 double crochets in each of our double crochets around. So row 3 is basically the same thing we did on row 2. We just have a lot more stitches. Okay, so because row 2 had 20 and we're placing 2 in each, row 3 will have 40 double crochets. And again, we're placing 2 in each all the way around, and then we'll join back to our chain 3. I have completed row 3. Row 3 has 40 double crochets. We're going to join to the chain 3 with a slip stitch and chain 3. Now for row 4, we're going to do it a little bit different. Our chain 3 again counts as a first double crochet. We're going to double crochet in the next 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. So that gives us 3 double crochets, and then in the next stitch we're going to stitch 2 double crochets. All right, so our chain 3 counted as 1, and then we stitch 2 more double crochets and then 2 double crochets in the next. And so that's our repeat for row 4. 1 double crochet in the next 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 double crochets in the next, 1 and 2. 1 double crochet in the next 3, 1, 2, 3, and 2 double crochets in the next. And we'll repeat this working all the way around our row for row 4. One double crochet in the next 3, 2 in the next, all the way around, and join back to our chain 3. I have completed row 4. We stitched 1 double crochet in the next 3, 2 in the next, and repeat all the way around. I'm going to join to my chain 3, and if you're not changing colors, go ahead and chain 3. But since I'm changing colors here, I'm going to bring my yarn in first and then chain 3. And this is important because we don't want our chain 3 that counts as a double crochet to be the wrong color on the next row. All right, now for row 5, we're going to double crochet when we're working in the back loop only. All right, and so see those 2 loops there? You have a front loop and you have a back loop. And we're going to stitch 1 double crochet in the next 2 back loops. 1 and 2. We're going to chain 2 and skip the next 2 stitches, and then stitch 1 double crochet in the next 3 back loops. See how that looks? That's going to help it start to sit down for the sides of our hat. All right, so our repeat for row 5 is chain 2, skip the next 2, and 1 double crochet working in the back loops only in the next 3 stitches. And you'll see how it instantly starts moving down because, like I said, we're working on the sides of our hat. Chain 2, skip the next 2 double crochets, and 1 double crochet in the next 3. Oh, my hook got caught. We'll try that again. There we go. 1 double crochet in the next 3. And again, we're working in the back loops only, and this is only for this row. All right. Chain 2, skip 2, 1 double crochet in the next 3, working all the way around, and then we'll join back to our chain 3. I have completed row 5. You're going to have 10 sets of 3 double crochets, chain 2. And here's my last chain 2. So we're going to join to the chain 3 with a slip stitch. There we go. You're going to slip stitch in those 2 double crochets and then slip stitch in the chain 2 space and chain 3. Okay, so now we'll stitch 2 double crochets in that same chain 2 space, so that gives us 3 double crochets because again our chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. We're going to chain 2, go to the next chain 2 space and stitch 3 double crochets. And chain 2. And that's our repeat for row 6 is 3 double crochets, chain 2 in each of the chain 2 spaces, working all the way around our hat. We'll do this all the way around and again join back to our chain 3. I have completed row 6. Here's my last 3 double crochets in my chain 2 space, chain 2. We're going to join to that chain 3. There we go. With a slip stitch in the next 2 double crochets, slip stitch in the next chain 2 space, and chain 3. And so for row 7, it's just a repeat of row 6. We'll stitch 2 more double crochets in that same chain 2 space, chain 2, and repeat all the way around, stitching 3 double crochets, chain 2 in each of the chain 2 spaces. Working all the way around our hat. And each row will have 10 sets of 3 double crochets, chain 2. So I have completed row 7. And we have 3 rows of our granny square stitches. Super cute. All right, so now I'm going to join to my chain 3. Because remember, all of the color choices and color changes are totally up to you. All right, and I want mine to be pink and lavender like the outfit that I made. All righty. You know, matchy-matchy. All right, now, for row 8, we're not going to chain 3. We're only going to chain 1 because we're going to do a row of single crochet. All right, so we'll go right in that first, chain 3. Whoops, I grabbed that purple one. Let's get that out of the way there. There we go. Can't have that. All right, so we're going to go on the top of that chain 3 and single crochet, and then we'll single crochet in the next 2 double crochets. Then we'll place 2 single crochets in the chain 2 space. All right, and so we'll do this all the way around. 1 single crochet in the next 3 double crochets and 2 single crochets in the chain 2 space. All right, and we're going to do this all the way around and join back to our first single crochet. So again, 1 single crochet in each of those 3 double crochets and 2 single crochets in the chain 2 space, working all the way around our hat. All right, and then we'll go all the way around and join back to that first single crochet. So I have stitched the single crochet around, 1 in each of the 3 double crochets, 2 in the chain 2 space. We're going to join to that first single crochet with a slip stitch and chain 3. And now we're just going to make that little bill or edge around. Okay, and so we're going to double crochet in the next 3 double crochets. So that gives us 4 double crochets. Then in the next stitch, we're going to stitch 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. And so our repeat for our last row on our hat, row 9, is 1 double crochet in the next 4 stitches, 2, 3, and 4, and 2 double crochets in the next stitch, 1 and 2. And by adding just a little bit of increase in there, it's going to make it have a little bit of a flared hat. This hat is more of a bucket style hat than, say, a beanie or a sun hat. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 2 double crochets in the next, 1 and 2. And we'll just repeat this, working all the way around the edge of our hat, and we'll join to that chain 3, and our hat will be all finished and ready for one of our bears or bunnies or whatever animal you're making these for to wear. Isn't that cute? I like the 2 color one as well. All right, so I'll just continue this around. 1 double crochet in the next 4, 2 in the next, and repeat all the way around and join back to my chain 3. I have stitched that brim all the way across. We did 4 and 2. I'm going to join to my chain 3 with a slip stitch, and my hat is done. Except, of course, I have a few ends to weave in where I changed colors. Pull this loop to the back. There we go. And I'll just grab my needle and weave these ends in, and my hat will be all ready for one of the Joy Bears to wear. So now my hat is all finished for Cookie to wear with her matched outfit. All right, let's make the tank top. All right, I'm going to be making the tank top using lemon yellow and bright yellow to match the bright yellow hat that I made. All right, so what we're going to do, we'll start with the tank top next. So we'll make our slip knot, and we're going to chain 43 chains. This is going to be the top of our tank top. We're going to make the little straps. All right, so we need to start with 43 chains. 1, 2, 3. I have chained 43 chains. Now I'm going to place a single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and then we're going to stitch 1 single crochet in each of our chains, working all the way across. One single crochet in each of our chains. I have single crocheted starting in the second chain from the hook, so I have 42 single crochets, and I chained 1. We're going to turn our work and we're going to form those straps for our tank top. So what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet in the first 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so now we're going to chain 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And we're going to skip the next 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then single crochet in the next 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 single crochets. You see how that looks so far. Here's our first armhole. This is our neck across here. And now we're going to repeat what we did here. We're going to chain 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We're going to skip 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that'll leave you 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now you're going to chain 3. All right, so let's take a look at it real quick. All right, these is actually the armholes. I'm turning it this way because this is actually the armholes up here. And this is going to be the bottom portion of our tank top. All right, so we did 6. We chained 9, which is here, skipped 8, stitched 14, chained 9, skipped 8, and then 1 single crochet in the last 6. All right, and that's how it should look at this point. So we stitched 1 single crochet in those last 6 single crochets, and now we're going to join this together. All right, so we're going to put the 2 ends together. And we're going to join to that first single crochet with a slip stitch, and we're going to chain 3. Now you'll notice there's a little bit of a gap here, and we can take our needle and weave that in, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Okay, this is the way that it should look after row 2. All right, so this is the front. These are your straps that are your tank top straps. And then this is the body where we're going to stitch around to make our tank top. Now we're ready for row 3. So we've chained 3. We're going to stitch 1 double crochet in the next 5 because our chain 3 counted as our first. So that gives us 6 double crochets because our chain 3 counted as our first and we stitched 5. This brings us to our chain. We chained 9, so we're going to stitch 1 double crochet in each of those 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oops, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All right. And now you can see how the strap looks like the top strap of our tank top, and we're forming the body of our top. All right. We stitched 14 single crochets, so now we're going to stitch 1 crochet in each of those 14 across. So I stitched 1 double crochet in each of those 14 single crochets. That brings us to our chain 9, and we're going to stitch again 1 double crochet in each of those 9 chains, and then we'll end with 1 double crochet in those last 6 single crochets. So we placed 9 double crochets in the chain and then 6 in those last 6. We're going to join to our chain 3 with a slip stitch and chain 3. All right, so now for row 4, we're just going to stitch 1 double crochet in each of our double crochets all the way across. I should say all the way around because now we're working around our tank top. Alrighty, so 1 double crochet in each of the double crochets all the way around. I have completed row 4, which is just 1 double crochet in each of our double crochets around. I joined my chain 3 and chain 3. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to repeat row 4 for 4 more rows. Okay, I'm going to be changing colors through, not this row, but the next one. So remember, when you change colors, when you join, do your chain 3 after your color change, or you'll have 1 double crochet because our chain 3 counts as our first double crochet in the wrong color. This would be light, and I'm going to be changing to my darker yellow. All right, so we're going to repeat row 4 for 4 more rows. So I completed those 4 additional rows, and you can see that I changed colors to my bright yellow. That way it's a 2-tone yellow, and I have some of the light yellow left for when I do the shorts, and I can do it the same way. Now, the trim on this is done differently for the guys or the boys than it is for the girls, and it's up to you which trim you want to use. If you're making this for, say, a boy, you know, a boy bear, then you can just do a row of single crochets. You would just go around the bottom and do a row of single crochets. Nothing special. But on the girls, we're doing it just a little bit different, just to give it a little bit of feminine fun, okay? So what you would do is you single crochet, chain 3, skip the next, and single crochet in the next. 1, 2, 3, skip the next, single crochet in the next, okay? And that just gives it just a little bit of a lacy edge and makes it fun. And again, if you're doing a boy style, just single crochet all the way around the edge. And then our tops will be finished. So I finished my edge all the way around. I'm going to join to that first single crochet with a slip stitch. Cut my yarn. I'm going to pull that to the back. There we go. Grab that loop. There we go. Now I have a little bit of weaving in to do because I did change colors here and I'll need to weave that in. But I also want to show you how to close up this gap in the back. It's really simple. You just put your needle, thread it with the tail of yarn, and you're just going to do a couple of stitches to close it because this slides right over their head. So you don't need to worry about putting a button or a ribbon or anything like that. Just weave that in real good, close that up, tie that off, and then we'll go ahead and weave these ends in as well. So I'm all tidied up. The last thing I'm going to do is just make a little tie. All right, so we're just going to chain, and let me check my notes real quick. We chained 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We'll cut that off. Okay, so we're going to tie a knot in the end of each one. Get it as close as you can to the end. And trim. Oh, there we go. And then we'll do the other end. And then we're just going to knot this up right there on the top. Now, you don't have to do this. You could add buttons or ribbons, bows, anything that you want to. But because I don't, just in case you're making this for a young child, you don't want to add anything that's going to be a choking hazard. All right, so I'm just going to go through here right in the center. Let's see, let's bring it over one. All right. Put that through both of those. Be on there just a little bit more secure. There we go. And all we're going to do is just tie this just like this. All right, so that's all we do on there. And then, but I want you to see the difference between the boy style and the girl style. The boy style, we just have a row of single crochet at the bottom, and then the girl style, we have this cute row of lace trim. So I put the yellow hat on Faith, and she has on the yellow top, and now all she needs is a cute pair of shorts. All right, let's make some matching shorts. So we're going to start with our slip knot, and we're going to chain 41 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have chained 41 chains, and we're going to begin by placing a single crochet in the second chain from the hook. And then we'll stitch 1 single crochet in each of those chains, working all the way across. 1 single crochet in each of the chains, working all the way across. We started in the second chain from the hook and stitched a single crochet in each of our chains, so we have 40 single crochets. We're going to join to the first single crochet with a slip stitch and chain 3. Now we're going to stitch 1 single crochet in the next 8 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We chained 3 and stitched 8 more, so that's 9 double crochets. And now we're going to stitch 2 double crochets in the next. 1 and 2. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to repeat this 3 more times. 9 double crochets, 2, 9 double crochets, 2, and 9 double crochets, ending with 2 double crochets. That's going to increase it just a little bit for our shorts. I have completed row 2 on the shorts. We're going to join to our chain 3, and row 2 you're going to have 44 double crochets because we increased by 4. All right, and now we're going to chain 3, and we're just going to stitch 1 double crochet in each of the double crochets, working all the way around. No increases, just 1 double crochet in each, working all the way around our row. I have completed row 3, 1 double crochet in each of the double crochets around. I joined to my chain 3 and chained 3. And now what you're going to do is you're going to repeat row 3 for 5 more rows. Just 1 double crochet in each, join to the chain 3 for 5 more rows. I have completed those additional 5 rows, and you can see that I switched back to my bright yellow. That's because I did the top with a light and a darker or a brighter yellow. Now we're going to do the legs of our shorts. Okay, so what we're going to do is we've joined and we chained 3, and we're going to double crochet in the next 10 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, that gives us 11 double crochets. So now what we're going to do is we're going to skip the next 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Another way to count that is to go to the end and count back 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, so we're going to turn and stitch in that 11th stitch. Okay, let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, now, there we go. And now we're going to go right here and we're going to stitch in those 11 stitches. And that's going to leave 22 stitches for our other leg. Okay, now I always like to check again to make sure I've placed that in the right spot. So here's our last stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So I'm off by 1. So I want to fix that. There we go. Always double check because you want your legs of your shorts to be the same. All right, and so now I'm just going to stitch in these stitches and join where I started. All right, we're almost around there. All right, I'm going to join to this chain 3 with a slip stitch. I'm just going to chain 1 so you can see. We've started just the one leg. We did 11 on this side. We skipped 22 and did 11 on this side. That gave us 22. Now, if you're going to do this in the boy style, all you're going to do now is just single crochet in each of the stitches around. Okay? So you'll single crochet in each of those stitches. This is for my girl bunny, so I'm going to chain 3, because remember Faith is a bunny, skip the next and single crochet in the next. We're going to do that same sort of lacy trim around the leg of our shorts, just like we did around our tank top. That way they match. Now, if you're making a girl bunny or a girl outfit, whether she's a bunny or not, and you don't want to put the lacy trim, then you can just do a single crochet in each. All right? You do not have to do it this way. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet, 1, 2, 3, skip and single crochet, 2, 3. All right, almost done. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to join to that first single crochet. All right. And we'll tie that off. I'm going to stick it inside just for right now because I just want you to see how this looks. See how that makes the leg with a little bit of lace for our little girl. Okay, so now we need to do the other leg. All right, let's do the second leg. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our yarn. We're going to go right in that next stitch, bring it in, and chain 3. All right, I'm going to grab that tail of yarn and pull it to the inside. We're going to need that at the end. All right, and so now we're just going to stitch 1 double crochet in each of those stitches, working all the way around. There we go. Alrighty. So I'm just stitching a double crochet and the 22 double crochets that we didn't stitch in. There we go. A few more stitches. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to join to that first double crochet. All right, now before you panic about there being a hole in the bottom, don't worry. We're going to use our tail of yarn and close that up. All right, so we're going to go ahead and chain 1. And again, if you're doing a boy style, then you're going to want a single crochet in each one of those stitches. If you're doing the girl style, then you want to do the single crochet, chain 3. Just like I did on the first leg. So I completed this second leg with the little lace trim. I'm going to cut my yarn, but I'm going to give myself just a little bit. I've joined to that first single crochet, and I'm going to tie off. Now, you're going to need your needle. We'll go ahead and put that on our yarn. Okay, and we're going to go inside. So we're going to turn it wrong side out for a second because we don't want there to be an opening in the center. All right, and so you're going to take your tail of yarn and you're just going to stitch these together. Okay, I went down one way and I'm going to go back up and make sure we get it here on the other side. There we go. Sorry, pulled it out, but anyway, or out of the camera. We want to close up that opening, and I did tie a knot here just because I want to make sure that opening doesn't come undone, even though I went ahead and weaved in both those ends. I just don't want it coming undone when it's being played with. All right, so I weaved it in and then I tied a knot. Don't tell anybody I tied a knot. That's just between you and I. All right, so now there's no opening at the bottom of the shorts, and here's our cute shorts. Make sure that you close that opening at the top gap also. Actually, I think it's on the side, because you don't want there to be an opening there either. Okay, so use that tail of yarn and close up that opening. So here's Faith the bunny with her new sun hat and her shorts outfit all ready to go. And then here is Cookie in the lavender and pink. And then of course we have Teddy in the red, white, and blue, because after all, Teddy is named after Theodore Roosevelt, right? So you can make this for a little boy bear, a little girl bear, or even a little bunny. I love them.